morning. I am here at Olallie State Park, and today I am going to be climbing Songbird Peak. This is going to be a conditioner for some bigger objectives later this summer. I'm looking at 3,200 feet of elevation gain in 5.5 miles round trip, so it's going to be steep. And this is actually going to be taking a scramble ridge route, so this isn't quite like some of the other trails around here. It's going to get interesting, and it's going to be good practice for route finding and scrambling later this summer. The clouds are looking really interesting, so I have no idea if we're going to get a view or not, but I'm here for the conditioning, so got to get after it. I'm on the trestle now, so I came from all the way down here and took a steep climbers trail up the side here. And this is the Palusa Cascades Trail, which might seem familiar. And then I'm going to be taking a trail, so maybe following this a little bit and then get up on this ridge. And that ridge is going to take me up to Songbird. Now, the clouds are doing some interesting things. I really hope I get a view, but it's gonna be interesting to say the least. But this is the easy part still. I've reached the turn off to take me up the ridge now. It's like the Hull Point turn off, and this is where it's gonna start getting steep. So this little trail right here, and this is gonna start getting steep because this is the point where I have to gain the ridge. Once I gain the ridge, it'll get a little bit less steep till the end, but this is where it's gonna get this is where it's gonna get hard. First little viewpoint notch up on the ridge. The trail's actually really nicely graded. Compared to a lot of other climbers trails I've done, this one's really good. But this view behind me is quite nice. Want to enjoy it now because this might be the best view we get all day. Really hard to tell if I'm going to be climbing into a cloud or above it or around it or through it. It does make for some beautiful, beautiful scenery though. That is a pretty big waterfall right there. That must be the Hull Creek waterfall. Wow, that's like not a waterfall you can... I think this might be the only way to get a view of it. There's no trails that go there, so... That's a pretty good sized waterfall. Nice. Trail has been consistently steep, but you know, nicely graded. And it is a trail, which is better than I'm gonna get on the ridge, so I'm happy. Taking the offshoot trail to Lolly Knob, which is a viewpoint along this trail, and ooh, it's looking like a fun scramble. Not gonna be able to film a ton of it, but looks like a really good viewpoint, so I'm gonna go for it. I am on the first like real ridge rocky viewpoint along this trail, Lolly Knob, and wow, this is cool. Fun little rocky scramble to get on here, and this is so cool. Almost happy I'm not getting the full view because this is just like so moody, this scene behind me. I'm gonna stop and have a snack and keep going. Can't really see, but basically I'll be following a ridge line up that way into the cloud. All right, the clouds cleared a little bit. That is where I'm going. Second viewpoint outcropping along the trail. This is Hall Point, just a little bit further up from Allali Knob. Very similar view, but fun nonetheless. Okay, well, I'm on Jay's Landing. This is the last like big labeled viewpoint before I'm continuing up the ridge, and can kind of see, well, it's kind of hard to see. Hall Point is like right here-ish, so a little bit higher, and the weather is staying nice. The last gosh, almost half mile of the trail was really easy. It was basically flat, just kind of following the base of this, but gonna start climbing again. Hopefully, I've only done half the elevation gain, so. So nice to see the pikas out and about. First pika of the year. Hopefully that came out on camera. I'm on the ridge, and so far, it's not terribly exciting. It's just a moderately steep kind of boot path. Not a ton of views, but I mean, well, even at this point, even if there was a view to be had, that's the view right now. In the cloud. I'd be surprised if this burns off, so if you're sticking around to the end, hoping for the epic view, you might be disappointed, but it's not too bad, but kind of weird though. This is not what I envisioned the ridge being like, but it's kind of cool. Narrow, kind of like a hallway. Gotta keep climbing. I have a strict turnaround time, so I gotta make it as far as I can within the next hour. I have reached my turnaround point, and I think the end of my capabilities on this ridge. So I got up here because there's a trail, and then takes you to this rocky outcropping. But from here, it's a scramble, and that's a bit more exposure than I want solo, so this is gonna be my my turnaround point. Also, if it were drier, this would probably be a lot less suspect, but since it's so wet, I don't think I'm gonna continue. So we'll call this video MM Ridge, or MMM Ridge. It's like Triple M Ridge or something like that, instead of Songbird Peak. I made an attempt. There are a couple approaches to Songbird Peak, so I'll be back and try probably one of those, but I found a fantastic view to have my snack for the top. We'll call this my final summit. These rocks up here are called like Easter Island, so it's pretty cool. But the view opened up as well, so not too bad overall. Not a bad view for a snack spot. Even though we're not getting like the wide open views, you know, it's so cool because the clouds just kind of keep changing everything. And with the clouds rolling in up here like this, I do feel like I'm on just kind of just up here on this little floating patch of rock. Really eerie, but cool. I am heading back down. This has been a great conditioner, but it gets bushwhacky, definitely near the top, and ooh, that turns from class 2 to class 3 in like nothing, and I'm not gonna solo class 3, so we'll call this MM Ridge. And I certainly got out of this what I wanted, and that was to whip my legs into shape for some good steep stuff coming up. And honestly, got better views than I was expecting. But yeah, I'm heading down. I'm probably not gonna film too much because this down climb is gonna be steep and wet. Like, I have gotten soaked, and it's just because all the plants around me are wet, so I'm just brushing up against them constantly, and it's just, it's a mess. So not gonna be too much footage. I'll be back down in the car soon. Off of the railroad trestle, so I'm almost back to the car, and this was interesting. Gosh, I got soaked just from how wet all the plants were along the trail, and it's definitely interesting. It's hard to encapsulate the difficulty level, I guess, because the trail is really clear up until a certain point, then it turns into kind of a bushwhack, And then you get to the point where it's very obviously scrambly, and that's where I turned around. But all the viewpoints are really pretty, and you know, I lucked out on the weather. It was supposed to shower at some points in the morning, and I didn't get rained on, so I call that a win. And I got better views, you know, got some views along the way, and I think they're kind of improved by the moody clouds. But I got what I wanted out of this excursion, and that is to condition for more climbs this summer. Really cool spot. I think my favorite part was the Allabout Knob viewpoint. That was really cool, and that's like 1,000 feet of gain, like a mile in. Really cool. I think that is my favorite part. And the craggy, rocky outlooks along the way are really fun. So yeah, and I think this video is emblematic of what June has been like here in Washington. We've had a very rainy May and June, and usually at this point it's like it's June 16th, so usually at this point in June the weather is a lot more summer-like, but this is still, it's been pretty rainy and pretty cloudy, so there have not been a lot of clear days. Like, this was the best day for over a week in this area, so it's definitely been an interesting year so far as conditions go out here in the Pacific Northwest. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and here are my favorite pictures from the trail today. Enjoy.